Now then, welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. We're back on the Skyblock area. Quite an extensive Skyblock, yes, and you've been witness to it all. Growing 40 odd episodes now. I think we're on episode 42 today, aren't we? And the place is big. The place is extensive. I can now fly around and appreciate just how big the place is. And looking around, what do I see? I see a tree farm that's recently been upgraded to Mine Factory Reloaded that works a lot better than it did at the start. I appreciate the progressive automation as a good starting point. We've got a kind of a defunct section for Ex Nihilio. Now we've got everything we needed from Ex Nihilio. We've sort of abandoned it. That needs an update. We've got the ore processing and, the ore production and ore processing chunks. The ore production has carried on going like a background task. And now the ore processing, which was last week's sort of like background job, is finally caught up. And I've switched it back to the redstone clocks and faucets and tables doing ingots. Now it's back to a manageable pace. Now it's not dealing with the backlog. I found that with the fluid ducts and basins was very, very quick to clear through materials. But because the fluid duct holds molten metal, it sometimes got confused and mixed up. Like it has now again, look. I was finding myself doing this all the time. So I should have iron in there, but the fluid duct's probably got copper in it. So that bit of iron there, which is like half a block of iron, I'm going to have to break that. Well, I guess I could do another way, but I've got so much iron, I'm not really that bothered. I'll have to break that and put a new cast in its place. And we've been dealing with that a lot last week. So, in order to change that, as soon as I caught up, I changed it back to my original design. Just because that was a sensible, straightforward, simple design. Keep it simple. And that is nice and simple. So it's working a lot easier now just by doing it one block at a time. But when it had tons, it was a struggle. And I'll change this one as well when it gets down to it. But for right now, we're going to get rid of all of this stuff. So molten copper, or is that gold? There's gold in there. You see, as soon as something gets mixed up, it has problems. Like now, again, it's got problems because I've just put the wrong thing in. Okay, let's take that. Get that away. Lose that, not the other one. And we should have gold there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And it's on the subject of background tasks that I want to address what we're doing this week. What we're doing this week is we're going to go through the bees side of things. But in the same way as last week I set this up, and we got going with this, and then all last week it was processing the backlog while I was doing Thorncraft stuff. This week we're going to set up bees, and bees can then be processing and growing and multiplying and all that cool stuff while we focus on something else, like maybe upgrading the blood magic to a level 5, a tier 5, which still needs doing. It's just a few blocks that I got to place really, but it still needs doing. Over here, we've got the mob farm. The mob farm's looking awesome, but the little wheat farm there for the cows, I've stopped it ages ago. You saw last episode just how much wheat I had for seeds. Well, now there's kind of a need for wheat into seeds again, or seeds to be produced. So I may have to reset that farm and get that running again so that we can have seed oil for the bees in the background. Yep. And I mentioned at the end of last episode that I wanted to expand the island out as well to give me more space to build onto things. That's something that I want to do, but it's not that easy doing daily episodes and then having such a great big build project. I do have a little area over here to automate the production of the clay blocks. Got a little little applied energistic setup here. It's basically got a pattern to turn one dust into one clay by putting dust into there. It then filters through the old setup and goes straight back into the AE system. So I can now craft clay from dust quickly and simply using that to get the clay blocks that I want. I haven't automated it further than that because I don't really want to have it so that it's making automated green clay, even though that's what I'm going to be using a lot of. I want to automate clay rather than automating green clay. I want to have the micromanagement side of things in the AE system so I can make things as I need them. Over at the mob farm area, I haven't been running this for a while. I don't really know what I need next, so I haven't been doing it. Let's see what's in here. Nothing's in there at the minute. The items we've got: Firebat Imp, Zombie Pigman, Blaze, Witch, Enderman, Cow, Sheep. So I could start running something just to build up a stock again. But once again, I let it build up stock and then I turn it off. Because then there's so many other things going on all the time that I like to keep my frame rate as high as I can. And you get into the habit with modded Minecraft of just having everything running all the time. And your frame rates drop. The more and more you get going on, the more your frame rates drop. And especially with YouTube, I like to have as high a frame rate as possible. My frame rate's not always the best, but it gets worse and worse the more I get into automating everything and doing everything. The Thorncraft area, I've still got the tree to build up, but we've got a great start last week. We did quite a lot of Thorncraft, and the automation of Thorncraft is looking awesome as well. I want to get back into that. Botania and Agricraft, I've not really had to touch on for a while. There's a few things of Botania that I do like, but I'll probably keep that for another series of A Druid's Tale. There's no quest for Botania really in the quest book. I didn't really double check it. I have been through and done all these quests again. But I got a few here. Oh, I made a mana pool, so I get this mana pump. That's the only one I didn't claim because I've not received a mana pump on the record, as it were, before. Whereas the other things I had already done on the record, recorded it, so I got that to sort out as well. And the Agricraft, well, that was just a basic starting point to get food, really. So both Agricraft and Botania will get a lot more use in the Magic Farm series that's coming up, starting soon, along with Thorncraft and possibly Blood Magic. I think Blood Magic's in there as well, but most definitely more Thorncraft again. But this time it's Thorncraft the old school way, Thorncraft for Thorncraft's sake, not Applied Energistics Thorncraft, which I'm doing over here. So it will be different in the series that's coming soon, The Druid's Tale. So we need to start on bees. So the bees can be running in the background while I'm doing all these other bits and pieces and expanding this sky block out further. And this is supposed to be my designated area for projects to test things out before I move them to their permanent home. And what I've been doing just recently is setting up, not the cast, they can go now, setting up the energy ducts. And I figured I'm going to need redstone energy conducts because I'm still using leadstone or building another reactor very close to wherever I'm working. Because building the reactor seemed to be the easier way of doing things. So we've got one more plan to put in here, and I've got one pattern left, so that's good. And this is to make the redstone energy flux ducts. So I'll put that in there. That's good. Clear. There we go. And I'm going to put that in the redstone smeltery area over here. This is why I've got it set up like this, so that I can just pop another recipe into the back here when I need it. So that's this recipe for those. Yeah, that's jolly good, jolly good. So that'll just pop those into there, into there when it needs to or when I request it, and I'll be able to get some more energy cells out of it. All gone straight into the AE system. Awesomes. So that's that done, and that energy cell issue, I had lots of energy cells, but I didn't have any energy. All my leadstone I've used up. So I figured I'd start using the redstone. So you get 6 a time for these. So I'm going to craft 12 more. Yeah, something like that. I've taught it already knew how to do hardened glass, and I've taught it how to do electrum in the induction smelter as well now. And then it knows the crafting recipe to make the empty ones, and now it knows how to fill them up. So it's all very awesome. And that'll just, well, it's doing it very quickly already, look. Because it's a few quick crafting recipes, and I've already got electrum and hardened glass in the system. So, yep, there we go. Awesome, that'll do for starters. Now, I think I'm just going to tap straight into this down here. The big reactor. If I can get down these stairs. There we go, get down the stairs. Okay, so I think I'm just going to tap straight in from this big reactor here. And bring it up into the experimental area. Well, I could do it down here, actually. Oh, there's sunlight for bees. Sunlight. So if I bring it up there, where will that bring us out? And this is a temporary structure again, remember? Don't worry, it's all temporary. It will get moved and tidied up once I know what I'm doing. Oh, we seem to be over here with that. Okay, we'll put that on there. Now, why do I need energy for bees? Well, that's a very good question. One I will answer once I've made it daylight. I'll be back. Alright, so, what do I need power for beehives? Says nothing in here about power for beehives, you might say. Yes, well, I've been here and I've done that before. In the Material Energy series, we did bees and trees and everything all the way through, and I got all the different types. I had quite the collection of bees. I only really want to complete the quests in this one, but anyway, we've got to go through all sorts of bits and pieces. Last episode, we finished off by making scented artificial hives, and that gives me modest hives and meadows hives. Claim those rewards. A bee shelter is an apiary. We've got to make an apiary, and we've also got to make a scoop to give us some bees. That doesn't seem like there's much more to it, really. That's the bees in a nutshell, as it were. I'm going to make this scoop now. We're going to see if we can explore all of the quests that are in the book. Let's get a scoop. In fact, I'm going to take 2 scoops because I've got a few of these hives to break down. And we're going to quickly do these. Now, biome types are important. Biome types around here are ocean. I've had a bit of a fly around, and I've found out that there is ocean biome on all sides of the spawn. And that's generally a skyblock thing, isn't it? Skyblock in the middle of an ocean. So the ocean biome is actually going to affect me a lot, because the tropical ones, I think they require jungles, or meadows ones require plains, and modest ones require deserts, I believe. Or that's the temperatures that they require. And none of them really work that well in oceans, if at all. So, yeah, normally you'd go around the world scooping all these up like this. So I'll have lots of tropical drones and a few princesses. Oh, I've got 4 princesses, 5 princesses, that's good. But only 3 drones? That's okay. Not so bad. And then I should be able to do the same with this. Let's see what we get out of these 5 that we get given. Scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 princesses and 5 drones for those, you see. That's what I was expecting before. But you also get the honeycombs as well. Various different types of honeycombs, which are nice as well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 and 4 drones. There's 1 princess there again. Okay, so all of these can be thrown into here. This is a special Apris chest that we picked up a while back. Just to keep all them nice and safe and categorized in one place. Oh man, it's been in there. Okay, and we've got a few different types of combs to process. Let's see what the book says next. So I also get these unusual ones, which is nice. Bee shelter. We need to make a. One of the first things for your new minions will need is shelter. Apiaries mimic the hives you smash to get them. The jaded one wants bees to be happy, so make them homes. Okay. An apiary can be used to breed new species of bees, mutation, different frames, different slots, frames and blah 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 blah, frames and other things. All cool stuff. If we were in full-on biomes, if we were on the proper biome types, then bees wouldn't be such a big deal. I'd travel around for them. In this mod pack, however, we have a different solution. Even though it doesn't say it in there straight away in the quest book, we do have Gendustry in here. And Gendustry was used quite a bit in the Material Energy series, and we also had it running in the Utopia Cubed Resurrection mod pack as well. So I know what I'm doing with most of this, and this is like an electronic version, an energy-based version, where we can put some special upgrades in, like upgrades to change the temperature in the environment. So there's a jungle emulation upgrade, for instance. So that'll allow me to breed bees right here in this ocean biome using power and a machine with some special enhancements and filters in order to make it. Yes. So everything's possible. Let's look at apiary. Apiary. Gimme. This is not how you spell it. Oh, I've already got 6 apiaries. Ha ha! I don't know where I got them 6 from. Probably quest previously. I only needed 1 to claim this quest. Well, I get an apiarist shirt and an apiarist hat and 2 full hearts or a reward bag. Well, I'm going to take the reward bag because the full hearts don't seem to need. Aha! Unlocked new stuff. Cool. The full hearts don't seem to do anything, do they? Apiarist shirts and apiarist helmets. I think they give me protection against certain types of bees that would be rather annoyed at me. So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then, so the next quest would be to make a frame. Industrial apiary. Yeah. That depends on the upgrades installed. It gives me 15 proven frames. Very nice. Industrial apiary. So I'm going to see if I can make one of those straight away as well. We'll have a look at all the quests in bees to get started off. But I only really need to get these industrial apiaries to start me off. And then I can do the rest in the background and just keep checking on it. That one. Okay, extensive crafting. That's one thing I did find out with Gendustry. There's lots of parts that need crafting. So we got bronze gears, which we could use bronze, or we could use the shaped casting. Let's look at gear. Have I got bronze in here? Copper, tin, gold, iron, electrum, invar. So I need a bronze gear. Oh, that's under Gendustry. No, pressing the wrong buttons. Why am I pressing all the wrong buttons? There you go. Get rid of that. Right, so we got that one from forestry, which is 5 ingots. And there's no others. Okay. So we don't pour bronze gears from forestry, we make bronze gears from forestry. Okay. So if I program this, I'm going to program all of these into the crafting system, because I am not going to go through what I did in Material Energy and actually process each individual one. Let's get 10 new ones of these, because that was just ridiculous. It just took so long to do anything. I've got a pattern in here. Invar Ferris. Ah, yeah, okay. Let's clear that and put that away in here as well. Dang it. Pattern. Give me them back. Thank you. Put them in there. Okay, so apiary. I keep pronouncing it wrong, don't I? apiary. Right, so I want to make one of these industrial apiaries. So for a start off, we've got bronze gears. I can put that crafting recipe in there, so we know how to make bronze gears from now on. There we go. Let's see about that as well. Let's put that in there. That needs the other one first, which is the weighted pressure plate. Yes, so I'll get that in there as well. We need this, which sturdy casing, so we get that as well. I'm going to do this for a lot of things. I've already got the pistons and the glass is all okay. So that should be that. And oh, wait a minute. I need a gold pressure plate from this, don't I? Okay, so let's put these up in the joint up here. Gold pressure plate in there. We'll put those two in there as well. There we go. That's a good start. And we'll craft one of those. Thank you. And then we'll try that again. API. That one. That one. That one. Thank you. Alright. And we'll take one, throw it in there, and then we'll have this crafting recipe. Oh, dang it. Okay, it needs to make everything. So we'll make a piston. Throw the piston in there. I'm glad that we can do this little bit here as well, like that. Throw that into there, make two of those. And then throw that into there. Okay, what's the missing bit? That bit, okay. Throw one of those in there as well. Okay. Now do the final one. Okay, awesome. So now I can do all the component parts and make aprons for me automatically. I think I'm going to need to put some more of these on now, more interfaces on these. Let's just make another couple of interfaces. Have that running as well. Let it do all that auto crafting while we're there. So yeah, we want one of these aprons already as well. So we'll craft that. Thank you. And API. That's it. Job done. Awesome. Okay, so we got that. We get the quest. Ding, 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 ding. We get 15 proven frames. Claim the reward. I don't pick anything. Claim the reward. Is my inventory full? No. Why can't I claim this reward then? Claim the reward. Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, let me claim that reward. Everything else is there as well. I'm making all the other genetic components. These also need a ton of these upgrading components and things like that as well to work. So we've got all of this cool stuff to do. We've got Begone. Too many drones. Need to feed them to Begonia to power more useful flowers like the Hive for Cynthia. Oh, that sounds cool. Bee drone clothes. Ever needed more drones? Don't feel like making more hives? Feed the Hive of Cynthia some mana and collect the results. You may even get a princess. More Botania. Botania and forestry combined. That sounds awesome. I'll have to do a bit more Botania for that then. Impregnated frames. Yeah, we can make impregnated frames and I get some Oblivion frames from that. Yeah, cool. They're quite advanced techniques and stuff though for those bits and pieces. And I would like to just be able to claim that reward. Proven frames. There's nothing down there to claim. I can't claim the reward. Oh well, I've done it anyway. Let's go and set it up upstairs. It's dark again now. Okay, that's like the first thing I'll set up on there. These things take a lot of power. Lots of power. Like that's 100,000 RF. Which is why I set it up with one of these, Redstone Flux, which is basically keeps 100,000 RF in it at all times anyway. Okay, so now it's daytime. And we've got power in an industrial apiary. These non-industrial apiaries work the same way, but this is powered, so it works a bit faster. We've got three types from our quests. We've got modest princesses and modest drones. Now, it looks like they will work in these conditions, which is good. Means I don't need to change anything. Ah, there we go. Modest queen requires a cactus. And a temperate, normal, humidity, normal, hostile environment. Okay, so it needs more temperature. So a modest not going to work in here until I've put an upgrade in. Meadows, we'll make a meadows as well. Let's see what that one does. Dun 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 dun. One of them will work in an ocean. Meadows Queen looks like it's going to work in an ocean. Yes, it does. Awesome. You can also check with a Beealyzer. However, a Beealyzer requires honey drops, and I haven't processed any honey drops yet. So we'll just leave that in there for now. In fact, I think I probably could process some of that while I'm here, actually. Let's put one of those on there and put some honey in there. I'm not going to put all of it in there for now. Just because you need these for the recipes. We got some beeswax and some honey drops. Yeah, there we go. So let's put a honey drop in there. Every honey drop we use on one of these will actually give us all the statistics we need for everything. Oh, yes. So, flower type, it needs cactus, and that's what it's showing us. It needs a cactus around it somewhere. The territory is a 9 by 6 by 9 area. Quite large chunks of area that it needs. Slowest, shortest thingy, yeah. You can move it into the next slot, and we can have a look. We need climate hot and humidity arid. So we need a hot and arid with cactus. This is pristine stock that's had 0 generations in captivity. It is nocturnal and diurnal. I don't know what that means, actually. I don't know what that means. But that's nocturnal, which means that it needs to have sunlight. It says nocturnal, yes. I thought that was the other way around. Maybe my misunderstanding. Possible produces parched combs, and there's possible mutations for it, and there's some other cool stuff that it tells you as well. But generally, you get to check these things out, and you can hold shift and see everything that you need. We've got to do that kind of stuff with all of our bees. So it's centrifuging. Let's see what the parched gives us. Parched comb probably gives us sand, to be honest. Folk call. Just give us that again. I don't know if there's any particular reason for having the bees, the modest bees, other than they breed into something else, I guess. Yeah, so we got the beeswax and honey drops. And the honey drops I will be using in the Beealyzer to analyse my bees as and when I need to. So like this queen in here, I'll quickly take her out and give her an analysing. There we go. So, requires some flowers. We don't have flowers around, but it's quite happy with flowers. It needs normal climate, normal humidity, and it's not nocturnal. So it needs daylight. That's what I thought. So this one should work fine, so long as I put some flowers close by. There's no error. No flowers. There we go. It's finally caught up. It needed flowers. What are we going to do about flowers for these bees? Because I don't have any normal flowers as far as I know. Like a rose. I've got these umbra roses. That's not going to work, is it? Or maybe it is. What flowers am I going to use? Maybe use a Botania flower? Slimy sapling? That's not going to work. That's a dandelion. Let's use some dandelions. That will do nicely. And a little bit of grass. Now, I think mobs may still spawn on this, so I may change it later on. Let's just put this block of grass over here. Boom. And that. Okay. You only really need one. Yeah, there we go. It's already working. And if I turn the Wallier off, you can see that the bees are now floating around all over the place. I get little bee symbols now. So bees are now wandering about all over the place, making these honeycombs for me. Slowly but surely, this bee will die. The queen will die. When it gets to the 100% of its working life, it will die. It will produce another princess and hopefully a drone. Well, most likely a drone, hopefully a princess. These ignorable stock have a limited lifespan where they will cycle through many generations and then just die off. This pristine stock should never die off. It should always produce a princess. Constantly going into the next generation. So you can just leave it through here and go for ever and ever and ever. What I've got to do is make a few of those apiaries. Craft. Let's make 4 more. We've got everything available. Start and craft. We're going to make a few more of those and also then make some of the upgrades for them. So that's something that we'll be dealing with fairly soon. It's got bee upgrades. There they are. That's the start of them anyway. We've got plains emanation, light upgrade, flowering upgrade, winter upgrade, temperature drying out one. There we go. Let's just check out upgrade frame. Tin, copper. Yeah, that's an easy enough one. We'll make the patterns for that so that we can make those quickly. And also, I'm going to need a humidifier up, which is just sugarcane. Yeah, they're easy enough as well. We're going to need a cooler, potentially. Snowballs, yeah. The jungle emanation, we need some vines, and then some more complicated environmental processors. All easy enough to make. It's just there's so many crafting components to make, they're very annoying. So I'm going to make the applied energistic system pretty much make these things for me most of the time. And set these things up around here and start getting all of my bees in the correct environment. When this one runs out, there's an automation upgrade. Let's go back one. No, not on that side. Automation upgrade. There's a lifespan upgrade. Genetic stable territory. Is there no automation upgrade in this? There should be an automation upgrade. I can't see it. Let's check out this way round instead. Let's go to Gendustry. And let's check out an automation upgrade. It's got to be in here. It's one of the coolest features of Gendustry was the automation upgrade. Production. Automation. Ah, okay. It's just got a different symbol on. Bronze gear, Fronds upgrade, a piston, and a few bits like that. Automation upgrade. This is cool because at the minute, when this lifespan runs out, the queen and her offspring will fall out over here, and we won't be able to put her straight back in again. With the automation upgrade in one of these slots, we'll automatically put her back, which would be cool. Very good. Should we see what we've got in the reward bag before we finish up this episode? A carpentry bench. Another one of those carpentry benches from the NPC mod. Let's plonk that one down just there as well. There we go. I'd already made one. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about all I can show you of this episode. I suppose I could check these out. What did it say about these? It said place them down and bees would come, or something like that, didn't it? Let's see what it said earlier. Forestry machines, that one. Attracting bees. Craft an artificial hive, then process squeeze, place a bucket, turn it into a scented artificial hive. Place it somewhere the bees will enjoy. Forest bees want forest biomes. All bees need to see the sky. Okay? So I've just got to sort of expect that this will transform into a bees that like plains biome. So it should transform into another meadows hive in that case. So that's a way of making bees. Or at least princesses, I suppose, for something or other. Well, that'll be pretty cool. We'll keep expanding on this setup. And I'm going to change that Walia, because I normally have it in the bottom corner, but I did the update the other day. Yeah, we'll keep expanding this bee section. We're getting second episode into bees. We're already into automation of bees and an automatic beehive. There will be lots more to cover, but it's going to end up being a background job. After a little while, those automated hives will just do all the bee breeding for me, and I'll have some sort of automatic process for doing the centrifuge to get all the combs and give us all the bee goodies. And then from there, we will start doing the breeding and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, that is it for another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for listening to me waffle on for the full episode. I will see you tomorrow for another Agrarian Skies 2. Goodbye.